There are places where time slows down. It happens where the village women gather to wash their clothes. And the noodle shop where the father uses a 20-year-old machine to make noodles to feed and clothe his children. Time passes slowly rather than quickly. Out of the lamentation for the precious things that are disappearing. So let's slow down as we cross the bridge to days gone by. Yesan is a rich and fertile land thanks to its plains. The richness of Yesan also comes from its age-old landscape. Here and there, the village looks like it did years ago, bringing back memories for visitors. The noodle factory that enjoyed its golden days in the 60s and 70s is one such place. In Yesan, there still are places that make the noodles in the traditional way. Although it's called a factory, all they have is a simple machine. Once 2 wide strips of dough are combined, 1 noodle belt is extracted from the machine. When this is repeated, noodles with a springy texture and traditional flavor are the result. The father, Lee Ju-young, started making noodles when he was only 16. He's tried out other jobs, but nothing else has given him the sense of vocation that noodle making does. Cleaning up is just as important as making the noodles themselves. It helps to keep the noodles from clumping or losing their shape. This machine has been treated like a family treasure for 20 years now.
이 기기가 참 소중한 거죠. 우리 식구 다 먹여 살리고 아들내미 뭐 대학교 둘 가르치고 그건 먹고 살으니까 보물이죠.
One son is now following his father's footsteps. It was the Korean financial crisis that brought the son home. He had learned the basics while watching his father during middle school, and now he has come to be quite good at it.
날씨의 계절 건조한지 습도가 많은지 아니면은 뭐 날씨가 흐리던지 그거에 따라서 국수 말리는 과정도 시간 따라 다 틀리고요. 좀 어려움이 많죠. 그게 과정이 좀 힘들어서.
These efforts, along with the sun and wind, go towards making good-tasting noodles. Their noodles may not sell as well as before, but the fact that father and son can work together more than makes up for that. Most would simply decline the job, but Byung-ak has become his father's most reliable workmate.
훨씬 낫죠. 딴 사람들은 한참 바쁠 때 그만두면은 힘들잖아요. 그러니까 아들이라니까 뭐 돈 관리 안 해도 되지 뭐 상관없잖아요. 그런 거에 대해서는 아주 맘 놓고.
Traditionally, noodles have been a vital part of special occasions. People who remember those special times still shop here.
애들 저기 잔치, 혼인 잔치 옛날에 다 집에서 했잖아요. 다 사다가 여기서 푸대로 사다 해먹고 한갑 잔치도 다 하고. 우리는 막내가 지금 41인데 걔만 부패로고 다 집에서 이거 사다 잔치했어요. 네, 수고하세요.
Time passes slowly at this noodle place, and that's why it is still standing today. Everyone has his or her own way of living. The people of Yesan prefer to live along with the flow of nature rather than chasing the frantic pace of city life. That is why their simple daily routines have become a part of the grand landscape of Yesan. By the same token, people still come to wash their clothes by the Yesan River in Yesanup. As the former site of a century-old well, people used to drink the clear water that flows through here. So reliable is this flow that the water here has never once dried up, not even during the most severe droughts. The women of the village gather together in small groups. Some of them have washing machines at home, but they still come here. This is not only a wash place, but a place for the women to gather around and chat. The washboard and draining facilities to prevent pollution have been put here at the villagers' request.
비누도 우리 다 무동으로 만들어 쓰는 비누고요. 여기 옛날부터 한 50년, 60년 된 물이에요. 예산에 제일 좋은 빨래터거든요, 이거.
Riverside wash places are hard to find these days. The women gather here to cut their living expenses.
아무리 가물어도 물도 안 마르고 겨울에는 뜨뜻하고 여름에는 시원하고 그래서 이것도 살다 싶어요.
The sound of women washing their clothes rings through the village. Yesan is all the more plentiful thanks to the wide plains that surround it. "30 or 40 years ago, the rice mills used to be the busiest places in the village. Today, only Yeonmo keeps guard over this old place. There was a time when there were so many people, including those from the other villages, that she didn't even have time to eat.
그때는 저기 우리 동네 저 일구 뭐 저 넘어 동네까지 다 왔지. 그때 우리 처음에 할 때는 그렇게 다 왔었어요. 보리방아 뭐 그런 밀 빠오고 다 할 때는.
Now only Yeonmo remains. After her husband died from an accident a month ago, there is nothing she can do.
그 할아버지 손님 다 한 거 이게 다. 지금으로선 이제 더 할 사람도 없고 나도 두 손 댕여매고 이제 진짜 막막해요. 어떻게 지날지도 몰라 지금 생각.
Yeonmo is left to ponder where the time has gone. A village in the mountains of Gwangsimyeon in Yesan-gun. Here, too, are people who live with the past. Around this time each year, drying hemp is the order of the day in the village. The older women of the village gather together first to make cloth and then to make clothes out of the hemp. The first step in making hemp cloth is to piece the threads together. Known as spinning the hemp, this process leaves the woman's knees bruised and calloused.
이걸 이렇게 밤낮 달아서 몇 달아서 하면 걔가 달아요. 아이 한 300장씩 날라면 몇 달 삼해야지 아니에요? 얘가 피가 나도 그냥 사무는겨.
The whole village used to weave hemp cloth, but it is a dying tradition. Few now remember how it's done. This woman spent her youth farming during the day and making cloth at night after an early marriage. But it was this work that helped her raise her children.
이거 짜갖고 아들 시험료도 하고 소도 사고 그렇게 해서 대웅들 썼잖아요. 옛날에는. 그랬는데 이제 시방들은 별로 아니고 수의로만 나가니까 얼마 안 길줄 삽니다.
These days, hemp cloth is mainly used to make funeral shrouds. Hemp is preferred for this purpose because it is durable, breathable, water-resistant, and has antibacterial characteristics. The women of this village have even fashioned their own funeral garments.
바르는 게 그중 땀나고 어려워. 이 앞이 뜨겁지.
그냥 입고 섰어봐.
맞는 것 같아요? 안 맞는 것 같아요? 너무 큰 것 같아요?
아니, 크잖아.
크잖아, 괜찮아?
예. 저기 죽으면 발배면 안 되니까 푹신 덮어줘야 해요.
글쎄 뭐 당연하다 생각해도 죽음은 정말 앞만 보고 이렇게 달려온 세월인데 그 세월이 벌써 내가 이렇게 됐나 싶은 조금은 좀 그 허무한 생각도 뭐 서글프다고 할까 뭐 그런 생각도 들기도 하지. 그렇지만 그래도 내가 길쌈을 해서 내 손으로 수의를 꾸며서 입는다 생각하면은 또 뭐 보람이 있지 않나 하는 생각도 들기도 하고.
So many things change quickly nowadays. But some people try to slow themselves down and protect the things of the past. And thanks to the bridges they have built to the past, many precious things remain with us instead of being forgotten.